Hi there everybody, this is David, and today we're going to be talking about Chained Echoes and a pretty big disaster that is going on with it, especially if you were a Kickstarter backer. And I want to tell you all about it, what's been going on for like these past 7 years, and then the recourse and the lawsuit that's going along with it. And I definitely do think that's worth the sub as you come and you join our party and you level on up with me. Thank you so much for your sub, your like, and your brand new hype. It helps me out a ton. So as you can see from everything behind me, I myself am a huge physical person. I'm a collector and I love collecting physical editions, but I don't like waiting forever and a day for it. I waited 7 months for my Bracer edition to come on in from Limited Run Games, and I finally got it like a week or so ago, and I was pissed that it took that long. So I can't imagine what the Chained Echoes backers are going through, because they've been waiting 7 years for their stuff to come in. If you don't know, Chained Echoes is an indie game developed by one developer, Matthias Linde, over in Germany, and it was absolutely fan-fricking-tastic. One of the best indie RPGs I've ever played. I've got to say, one of like the best RPGs in general that I've ever played. Let's just take the indie out of it. It is really that good. It was funded over on the Kickstarter, and just like most Kickstarters, you know, you can pay for a digital edition, or you could pay for all sorts of other little physical goodies. You can get like a normal standard edition, or you could get like collector's editions and retro editions and super editions and all that kind of stuff. And then you have to go and you have to pay in advance and all that kind of stuff. And Chained Echoes smashed its Kickstarter, and it brought in tons of money through it, and they delivered a fantastic freaking game. However, what they haven't delivered is any sort of physical edition at all. They went ahead and they got with First Press Games, which is a German developer for video games. It's kind of like Limited Run Games, but it's over in Germany, and it is 10 billion times more scammy and scummy. I kind of think it's a Ponzi scheme myself. I feel like what they're doing is they're kind of like robbing from Peter to pay Paul. Like, it's really kind of crazy. They will go and they'll be like, yeah, we can do this next game. Let's bring in the money for this next game. Okay, so we got this money for this next game, so let's use that money to go ahead and fulfill this previous game that we already promised. And they keep on doing that, and it's kind of crazy. It took them actually 2 freaking years just to send out standard, regular PlayStation 4 copies. Still no Switch copies, still nothing else, no kind of collector's editions, no nothing. And even if you do go on their website, it says that that PS4 version is still in stock, but they will not ship the game at all. And if you go there and you actually ask about it, or you try to do any sort of recourse, they're like, oh, you know, we've had such a large amount of orders, we can't possibly fulfill them all. Well, what? Like, you're a video game company. Fulfill your orders. What are you doing? We just need more time. Then whenever they talked about, you know, why we haven't done these extra special collector's editions, retro editions, things like that, they came up with the greatest excuse ever. Weather. Yeah, it's been bad weather for 7 years straight. With bad weather for 7 years straight, we can't possibly make these games. Like, what? Am I living in Bizarro world? Like, it's really crazy. They literally say, and I quote, "We won't go into technical detail here, but for those of you familiar with the offset printing will understand the challenges involved, particularly when environmental factors like weather come into play." I didn't realize that Germany has had horrible, horrible, horrible weather for 7 years straight. Not a ray of sunshine, not one day for 7 years straight. Like, what? And then they still aren't making their Switch games. They're only making this one PS4 game, and they only put it out in one single production run. They can't possibly make any more games, but if you go on their website, they're still taking pre-orders for the Switch version, and they're taking pre-orders for these like extra special editions too. It is absolutely insane. So, finally, Matthias Linde, the developer of Chained Echoes, has had enough. He has had enough, and he went out and he put out a statement just the other day, and he said that It has been over 2 years since the physical copies were supposed to be released by First Press Games, and so far in 2026, nothing has arrived except excuses and the PlayStation 4 edition. Because of that, I had to make a decision. I am terminating my business relationship with First Press Games, and I am filing a lawsuit. Good on you. Sue the pants off these people. This is such a scam. This decision wasn't easy, and it came after careful consideration. Please understand that for legal reasons, I cannot go into further details. He then goes on to say, if you were a backer on the Kickstarter, you have 2 different options. You can either keep your pledge and wait for him to produce a new physical edition with a different publisher, probably something like Limited Run Games, or you can go ahead and get a refund. But if you went and you placed an order with First Press Games on your own and you didn't kickstart it, guess what? You're shit out of luck. You ain't getting anything. You just gave $60+ to this Ponzi scheme. Good on you. Yeah, this is so frickin' scammy at all. He says, for legal reasons, I can only compensate backers who backed during the Kickstarter campaign. If you decide to choose the first option, you may have to wait again. It is possible that a new version can only be produced once the lawsuit is over, but we are looking into that option. You can get your refund anytime though, rest assured. So at least Matthias Linda is doing something about it. At least he is trying to make this right. I'm sure that behind the scenes for years now, he has been fighting tooth and nail with these people to get these games out, and he just can't do it. But now he's saying, we are going to make this right. So I am happy about that. But I also have a question. If you didn't back this over on Kickstarter and now they're going to go to a different publisher, like maybe Limited Run Games, would you be able to then purchase it there? That would be kind of a nice thing, I've got to say, because I personally didn't back it on Kickstarter. I had never heard of it. I never heard of the game until people in the comments section were like, David, check out Chained Echoes. This Chained Echoes game is really cool. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll check it out. I was like, whoa, this game is great. And it kind of blew me away. That's how I first heard about the game. So I personally would love to get some sort of collector's edition, retro edition, or something like that for this game. So hopefully if they do go to a different publisher, that will be an option that will be available. But now I want to hear from you. Were you a backer on this? How do you feel about this? And I know that Kickstarters can be kind of, we just had another video just the other day about Arm Fantasia and Penny Blood and that Kickstarter debacle disaster thing. So it's like, I try my best to steer clear of Kickstarters. I really only try to mention and talk about and back stuff that I really truly believe in. And this whole thing is absolutely crazy, but at least it does seem like it is coming right. It is getting some resolution, and hopefully a scam artist company will be put out of business because of this, because they deserve to have their little Ponzi scheme dunked out of existence, because this is crazy. Good on him for doing something about it. I'm really happy about this. Let me know how you feel about this in the comments, and have a good day.